Morning everybody, it's Michael Fox from the Little Metal Dog Show here, live at the UK Games Expo 2011 in sunny Birmingham. Well, actually not that sunny, it's bloody awful outside. I'm joined today by Paul from Spiral Galaxy Games, also known as Paul from Games Law, the world's greatest online game shop, if you're in the UK. And we're going to be talking about Kyle Daniels' Braggart, which Spiral Galaxy are putting out. Paul, thanks for coming on, man.
Hi.
How you doing?
It's early, so you have to forgive me if I'm a bit slow. Braggart was a game we produced last year.
Yep.
It's a very basic storytelling game. So let's show you a few cards.
Cool. So it's got a bit of a fantasy feel about it, doesn't it?
It does. It definitely has a fantasy feel, and you'll see that coming through from the artwork.
Right. So everybody's like a hero, or
a wannabe hero.
A wannabe hero.
Yeah, we're gonna see the wannabe hero in the game as we go.
Okay, so the idea is, from what I've seen, we're all down the pub.
We're down the
after
pub
a hard day's adventuring.
It's your round.
It's my round. There you go, sorted. And it's time for me to tell the glorious story of what I've been up to today. Yeah,
we're going to do that with a number of cards. So we have deed cards, so you must do something.
Right.
And as a minimum, you must do something to somebody.
Okay.
So in this case, you got very drunk with a terrified urchin.
Right.
Not very glorious.
Well, getting very drunk gets you a reasonably decent amount of points. That gets you 6
does.
points.
It does.
But the terrified urchin only gets you 2. Okay.
Yeah. You can set the scene optionally by having played a blue card, which is a scene card.
Yeah.
And you can also embellish it further by having a result. These are optional.
Okay.
So
at the moment, we've got, having infiltrated the enemy's camp, I got very drunk with a terrified urchin, slightly crap, and now a painting of these exploits hangs above the king's fireplace.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
Okay. So the minimum you do is a deed and a foe. You can also play ploy cards on your turn. So, for example, you can go and take a trip to the bar, which will allow you to pick up cards.
Right.
Or you can pick someone's pocket, which is stealing a card from somebody at random.
Okay.
There's also a card called the Distracting Wench, which allows you to steal 2 cards, one from up to 2 other players.
Okay.
Don't have to steal them, obviously. So those are the basic types of card.
Right.
Apart from the liar cards. Liar cards will enable someone to swap out a card that's in your boast with a different card.
So you're not laying it on top, you're actually you're physically taking it back to your hand?
I'm taking it back to my hand,
Okay, so
and replacing it with a card from my own hand.
Right, so if someone's got a particularly strong card,
yeah,
you can flip in something that's awful.
We can.
And basically then you'll be able to use it yourself later on?
Yes.
Okay, cool, right.
And there's a double version of that, which is Outrageous Liar, which allows me to swap 2 cards out.
Sweet. Okay. Is there a third, a world's greatest liar?
No, not yet.
That's the expansion.
Although there's always thoughts. So I'm going to steal these back to my hand because I need them to
kick my ass in a minute.
Yes.
Right. So let's shift these out of the way because, as I said, it's my round and I've got my cards in my hand.
Right.
So
before we actually start, we've got a pile of cards, and the game ends when we get to the bottom of these cards.
Okay.
Before we start, we flip 2 cards over, 1 per player. And this game is better with more players.
Yeah. How many does it play up to?
It plays up to 6.
Okay.
Probably sweet spot 4, 5, or 6.
Right.
It will play with a couple less, but to make it really work, you do need a few extra players.
Cool. And beer.
And beer. Beer always helps. So turn over 1 card per player.
Yep.
The person who's got my round chooses a card first.
Right. I am going to go for a scene card. Astride my mighty steed.
Okay.
Not worth very much, but
And then I'll take the other card and add that to my hand.
Okay, so that would go around. Everybody
Everybody
take a card
takes
from
one.
the stack. Okay.
And so until there are none left.
Right. So now I get to tell a story.
You get to tell a story.
And it needs to have a deed and a foe. Yes. Okay. So.
Now I've set your hand up in advance to give you one of each card so that you can lay out your boast to show how heroic you've been.
Right, so I'm
or how heroic you think you've been today.
Obviously I have been amazing. Already this morning I have heroically slew.
No, we start with the scene card first, which is the blue one.
But these are the minimums. So you must have a minimum deed and foe. So I'm going to play those 2 as my deed and foe.
Yep.
I'm going to set the scene with one of those, and then I've got a result as well. So going through the whole lot, while possessed by the spirit of a long dead warlord, I heroically slew a demon from the deepest pits of hell, and then I received a blessing from the god of war, all before breakfast.
Now, if only we could believe you.
Yeah, so
This is where the liar cards come in. So I play, I'm afraid you're an outrageous liar.
so this gives you the opportunity to change 2 cards.
It does.
Right.
So what we're going to do is, I don't think you actually slew the demon from the deepest pits of hell.
Right.
So I'm going to swap that with a village cat from my hand.
Right, so my original one was worth 9 points, while the vicious village cat is worth all of 2.
Yes. Unfortunately, you didn't receive a blessing from the god of war either.
Instead, I hid in my house crying. Okay, delightful. So again, that knocks out, instead of having like 9 points or whatever, I've now got 1.
We're not done with you yet.
Oh, God.
I have a liar card as well. That allows me to swap 1 card, remember? And we're still not finished.
Oh, God.
So now I have a nice boast
So
to
you
play in a minute.
You're great. And now my round, my boast has been
He's getting
manipulated
discarded
to...
discard pile.
So now I've got, instead of the fantastic thing that I'd actually did involving, demons from the pits of hell and blah, 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 now I've got, while retained as a bodyguard, I hid in terror from the vicious village cat and then hid in my house crying. Thanks.
We think that's not his heroic somehow.
Yeah, ever so slightly is. So, does it go around in all the players? They get the chance to
You get a
manipulate
chance.
as much as they want?
Yes. So you now keep this boast in front of you after we finish manipulating it.
Right.
And then I get to play my boast.
Okay.
Well, I've only got to beat your score, and I deliberately haven't given you any liar cards.
Right. This has gone well.
So, as it happens, I heroically slew a demon from the deepest pit of hell. Pits of hell.
How lovely of you. That sounds vaguely familiar.
Maybe, but I actually did it. I think you'll find.
Yeah, because I have nothing that I can challenge you with.
No.
So, what would happen next? So at the end of
So at the end of the round,
yeah.
The person with the highest boast, mine is worth 18, yours is worth 8.
8.
I get to keep both cards and put those in my score pile.
Right.
You get to choose 1 card from your boast
Yeah.
and keep that in your score pile.
Right. I will take the C.
I thought you. No, that goes in your score pile, not back in your hand.
Score pile. Okay, right.
Yeah.
So I'll put that there.
I thought you'd choose the pink dress.
It looks good. It looks good on me.
Pink dress and the rolling pin, obviously.
Cool. So the score is actually the small number in the
It
gold.
depends.
at the
If you've
top.
got people who don't count as well, they can count with the numbers on the bottom.
Okay.
They just go from 1 to 5. So the 9s go down to a 5.
Right.
2s go to a 1. 1s go to a 1. It's,
Oh, okay. So you can
score in
score
different
in 2
ways.
different ways. It's
Yeah.
entirely up to you. Okay.
Yeah. These cards then get discarded.
Right.
And they go in the discard pile.
Cool.
We then start another round.
Mm-hmm.
So you scored least, so you keep my round. So you're going to get first choice of card again.
Right.
This time we've got 2 deeds, but you may not have an appropriate card.
No, I don't.
So you're still going to choose 1
I'll
card,
take the mysterious potion and fall in love with someone.
which leaves me to witness the killing of something. And now you probably don't have the cards for a boast.
No, I don't.
So what
I
you need to
have a
do.
ploy card.
Okay, now with ploy cards, you can either go to the bar and pick up 3 cards, or you can play a ploy card. If you play a ploy card, you must then play a boast.
Right. Okay.
So in
I
this
won't
case,
do
you
that.
don't want to do that. You just want
I'll
to
just
go
take
to
the
the
3
bar.
cards. So it's 1.
You've noticed we've put tankards on the back of the bar to
Just to
indicate
remind
that you
you.
have been for a drink. And I set this up so well, I didn't actually draw cards for myself either, so
Well done.
I'll go and draw 3.
Okay. So now do I get the chance to play another round?
Yes. What we do this time is, as neither of us have scored,
Yeah.
we'd switch this round and that would become my round. So
Okay.
I get first choice this time. You've only got a hand limit of 8 as well,
Right.
so I now have too many cards.
So 2 cards will come out again and blah blah blah.
Yeah, so I'm going to throw one away to reduce my hand down.
Okay. Cool. So then you basically just play through until the deck is
We play
completed.
through until the deck is gone, and then count up the
Whoever's got the
cards.
highest score. That is fantastic. So really lovely little game. I mean, if we wanted to get our hands on it, where can we get it?
Get it online at Games Law or Spiral Galaxy. Retailers can also come to Spiral Galaxy and order it. Places like Leisure Games in London have it, Eclectic in Reading would have it, Spirit Games have it up in Burton, Shire Games in Stoke have it, for example.
That's it. Everybody else, check out the website, gameslaw.com. And this is Michael Fox for the UK Games Media Network here live at UK Games Expo.
And thank you for Paul.